There got to be somebody special to come get it. PMT serve the people of God. It was a pleasure. I still love to preach. I ain't tired of preaching. I miss you. I miss you. Have you ever gone to the hospital to visit somebody and you thought you was going to encourage them and they encourage you? That's what preaching is like. You think you're giving out something, but you're getting back more than you gave. I love you. Now, Lord, let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. O Lord, my strength, my redeemer. Let them go in peace.
Most Christians are so blind that when a man or their pastor or elder is having a stroke or episode right in front of them, they think he's speaking in tongues. As I listen to this and I watch this, I hear them making all of those babbling sounds that they proclaim to be the Holy Spirit, which in Hebrew we call the Ruach HaKodesh. And there's a situation of judgment happening right in front of them. And they think this judgment is something that is actually a blessing, and that this is the tongue of angels, when he's actually literally shaking and convulsing because of a stroke. So if this is the state of the Black church today, where they don't see that a man is dying right in front of them, like what more can we say to our Christian brothers and sisters to tell them to come out of these churches that are led by hirelings? They are led by hypocrites. They're led by men who may have been called at one time, but clearly these people have turned away from Yah. I want us to read a passage real quick. Let's go to the book of Acts. We're going to go to the book of Acts, because as I sit here and just saw that, something came to my mind. And you know, praise Yah, the Most High, that this man is still alive. You know, his life could have been taken away from him right in front of the congregation. But I do believe that the Most High is giving him a stern and severe warning that's pretty much going right over their heads. I don't even think they can appreciate what Yah just showed them, because they're blind. Let's go to the book of Acts chapter 5, and let's start at verse 1.
Acts chapter 5 and verse 1. But a certain man named Cananiah, who Sapphira, his wife, sold a possession.
Right.
And kept
So this
back
is
part,
commonly known in the New Testament as Ananias and Sapphira. This is how we say their name in Hebrew. Go ahead.
and kept back part of the price, his wife also being privy to it, and brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. But Kepha said, Cananiah, why hath Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Ruach HaKodesh?
For the Holy Spirit. In other words, the apostle Kepha or Peter says to Ananias or Hananiah, you're holding back the part that belongs to the Most High Yah. And the most important thing that belongs to Yah is his people. More than even silver and gold. How many of these pastors have held back the truth? How many of these pastors in the black church have held back the truth of who we are? Held back the truth of the word, of the law, statutes, and commandments. Hold back the true faith of Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ. How many of them have given us the slave master's religion? How many of them have given us the image of the beast to worship? Is there any wonder why the Christian church is failing? It's dying right before our eyes, but they still don't seem to get it. Could you read the rest of that?
Cain, finishing verse 3. And to keep that part of the price of the land, whiles it remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not in thine own power? Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto Elohim.
So if this man, T.D. Jakes, which we're going to examine today, is indeed having homosexual relationships, and he's denying it, who is he really lying to? Is he lying to us? Or is he really lying to God, Yah, who sees all things? There's nothing that we can do in the dark that's not going to be brought forth to the light. No matter how many decades people may have been able to get away with a certain thing or lie or get over on their fame or their money or their popularity or charisma, we're entering a time where the Most High is going to start with judgment in the house of God, in the house of Yah. So who is he lying to? Go ahead, brother.
I just wanted to reinforce what you just said and what Adon just read about what's in your heart. His words, the two prayers he had before he went down was, let the meditations of my heart and the words out of my mouth be acceptable in your sight. That's what that's the prayer he said right before he went down.
Right.
Question we had, I mean, it's not for, I don't have to answer it. It's for every man and woman to make their own decision. Were the meditations of his heart and the words from his mouth accepted by Yah?
Ooh. Mm. Okay, go ahead and read that down to verse 6.
Cain, starting at verse 5. And Hananiah, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the Ruach.
The time is coming where those who are lying to God, lying to the Most High Yah, lying to the people, this is a sign that Yah is going to cause these people to fall down and die. Because why? They're lying to the Holy Spirit. They're lying to the Ruach HaKodesh. They're lying to the Most High God. They're lying to the church. They're lying to the people who want a true relationship, who want to worship in spirit and in truth. But if the pastor's lying about his secret transgressions and iniquity is the sin, the difference between, one of y'all explain the difference between sin and iniquity for the people.
Sin is simple as the transgression of the law, as defined in 1 John. It's the transgression. And iniquity is a purposeful ignoring the law and purposely not doing the law. Purpose sin.
In other words, lawlessness.
Doing it on purpose. Lawlessness.
Lawlessness.
Perpetual lawlessness.
With intent, knowing full well.
Yes.
The price of these things, you do it regardless. So if this man is in in sin that is the Bible and the word of Yah says is an abomination, who is he really lying to?
Well, according to him, all he has to do is say, I'm going to plead the blood on it if I did do it. Y'all remember that? Lawlessness.
Lawlessness. Go ahead.
Mhm.
Could you read 5 and 6?
Cain, starting at verse 5. And Hananiah, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the Ruach. And great fear came on all them that heard these things.
And great fear came on all of them. So we see T.D. Jakes in the church. He lies before the Most High. He lies before the people, and he falls down. But this time, his life was spared. What happens if he continues to go up there before the people and lie before the Holy Spirit? What's going to happen next time? Will the Most High have to take his life in front of that church like they did to Eddie Long, like he did to Eddie Long? Like there's another Marvin Winans. We're going to look at another pastor a month ago in the black church taken down in the middle of a sermon. These things these are not normal occurrences. Let's not let the media or the hypocrites in the church say that they were just overheating, or that they would just, I don't know the excuses they're giving other than, I think they said T.D. Jakes, he overheated or something like that.
He overheated.
But we know clearly that it's more than that. And the time is coming where the Most High said judgment starts in the house of Yah.